nice framed all together ram lamb. To me, he is he's got it, the front end and the rear end, and a good top line on him that just puts it together for me today, and a nice fleece in between. The ram that really caught my eye is the ram in the second place. Certainly appreciate his front end, his fineness up through there, but I don't appreciate his dip behind his shoulder. Just like to see a little more fleece on him, but it's a little bit weathered, so that's hard to tell, but that's between 1 and 2. 3 and 4 are very similar in type and kind, and their fleeces. Just appreciate the structure that I have in my front two better than those two.
Once we've weighed back those first, second, and third place animals, we will go to pair of ram lambs. Then we'll show for open show champion and reserve champion ram. Placing on the class of junior ram lambs, first place goes to entry number 1784, Owl Ridge Farm 2101, Christine Humphrey, New Braintree, Massachusetts, that ram weighing 157. Second place, first in the junior show to 1825, Asa Johnson of Baldwinville, Massachusetts, with Owl Ridge Farm 2132, that ram weighing 167. Third to entry 1783, Christine Humphrey, New Braintree, Massachusetts. And fourth, second in the junior show to Owl Ridge Farm 2131, entry 1826, Asa Johnson, Baldwinville, Massachusetts. Placing on the pair of ram lambs, first place goes to Christine Humphrey, New Braintree, Massachusetts. Second place to Asa Johnson, Baldwinville, Massachusetts. Now showing for open show champion and reserve champion ram.
As I said in the last class, I really appreciate this ram lamb. He's more complete than any ram in this class, and he will be your champion. I like his fleece also, and the way when he wants to stand right, he is very correct. Reserve champion is going to go with my other junior ram lamb. I really appreciate his frame. I just wish his fleece was a little better.
Open show champion ram goes to entry 1784, Owl Ridge Farm 2101, Christine Humphrey, New Braintree, Massachusetts. Open show reserve champion goes to the second place junior ram lamb 1825, Owl Ridge Farm 2132, Asa Johnson, Baldwinville, Massachusetts. We now need to show for reserve Junior Show champion ram, as 1825 will be our Junior Show champion ram. So we need entries 1825 and 1820, pardon me, 1825 and 1826 back in the ring. If you would, please, we'd like to make the awards and also get photos for those junior champions. We need to shoot the picture of him out there in the ring of 1826. Our Junior Show champion went to entry 1825, Owl Ridge Farm 2132, Asa Johnson, Baldwinville, Massachusetts. The reserve champion for the Junior Show went to 1826, Owl Ridge Farm 2131, Asa Johnson, Baldwinville, Massachusetts. We're now ready in the ring for yearling ewes. Yearling ewes for the Corriedales to the ring, please.
Very nice class of Corriedale yearling ewes. Certainly should be appreciate all the ewes down the line. I really like their fleeces from end to end. The one I'm starting with, the yearling ewe that I'm starting with, has the most complete, the boldest crimp for me, and she seems to be the longest loin ewe. Certainly when she wants to stand up and be right, and that head comes right up out of her shoulder, she is a pretty ewe. She catches your eye very easily. Next ewe in the class, little smaller package, but a very good package to match the ewe in first. I certainly appreciate her fleece from end to end, and there again, she has the feminine front end that I like. Third ewe, maybe the second largest ewe in the class. A very complete ewe. Once she wants to sit down and behave herself, she has a nice fleece on her from end to end. She just doesn't have the stretch and the loin and the top line that I have in my front two. Third ewe, another smaller package. She doesn't have a lot of fleece on her, and her fleece isn't as complete as the first three. Next ewe, just not the package that I like as far as fleece. A little short, little weathered, nice bodied ewe, but just not the sheep that compete for the top three. Next ewe, very soft fleece. Really appreciate that fleece on her. Just not big enough today to compete against the top three.
Once we get those top three weighed back, we will go into pair of yearling ewes. Now ready for senior ewe lambs. Senior ewe lambs will be your next class. Placing on the yearling ewe class, first place goes to entry 1781, Owl Ridge Farm 2018, Christine Humphrey, New Braintree, Massachusetts. That ewe weighed 210. Second place, first in the junior show, to Owl Ridge Farm 209, Asa Johnson, Baldwinville, Massachusetts. That ewe weighed 202. Third place to entry number 1782, Philippi 073, Christine Humphrey, New Braintree, Massachusetts. That ewe weighed 210. Fourth place to 1818, Sarah Para, Baldwinville, Massachusetts. 5, second in the junior show to Owl Ridge Farm 2019, Asa Johnson, Baldwinville, Massachusetts. And sixth place to entry 1303, Nate Trojanowski, Terryville, Connecticut. Placing on the pair of yearling ewes, first place to Christine Humphrey, New Braintree, Massachusetts. Second place to Asa Johnson, Baldwinville, Massachusetts. Again, we're ready for senior ewe lambs. So here's the first question. What Ohio sheep producer judged the 2011 Corriedale show at the Big E? And the answer is Ed Julian. Here's the second one. Who exhibited the champion Corriedale ram at the 2011 Big E? And the answer was Lightning Ridge Farm of Massachusetts.
Very pretty ewe to start this senior ewe lamb class. I really appreciate the style and frame of this ewe lamb. She may not be the biggest sheep in the class, but she's certainly the longest ewe in the class, and I really appreciate that. When she wants to stand up, she has a beautiful front end on her. Second ewe is very similar in type and kind, maybe a little taller at the withers for sure. A much bolder fleece, not as uniform fleeces that I have in my first ewe lamb. Third ewe lamb, very nice frame ewe. I appreciate that. Just not showing me the style that I have in my top two.
Our next class will be junior ewe lambs. Placing on the senior ewe lamb class for the Corriedales, first place went to entry 1786, Owl Ridge Farm 2123, Christine Humphrey, New Braintree, Massachusetts, that animal weighing 147. Second to entry 1785, Owl Ridge Farm 2122, also Christine Humphrey, that animal weighing 151. Third place to entry 1819, Sarah Para, Baldwinville, Massachusetts, that ewe weighing 135. Now ready for junior ewe lambs. Third trivia question. What Corriedale breeder had the Supreme Champion fleece at the 2011 Big E? And the answer was Donna Stahl Abruzzi from New York.
nice set of Corriedale ewe lambs to finish out the ewe lamb classes. I certainly appreciate this ewe. She has a really nice fleece from end to end. Like I said all the day, yesterday and today, front ends are my thing. I like them to come up out of their shoulders and be very feminine up front, and this ewe takes the cake. Next ewe, very similar in type and kind. I like her even better in her fleece from end to end. She's a little bolder than my first place, but both good quality fleeces from end to end. Third place ewe kind of fits in this area very well. Like to see her a little less weathered, maybe a little more fleece to shine above the other two, but a nice sheep in her own right, standing on good feet and legs. Fourth and fifth come in this class very easily. They're a little shorter bodied as far as loins, a little less top line that we have in our first two, and a little less probably mature.
Next class is pair ewe lambs, and will show for open show champion and reserve champion ewe. Placing on the junior ewe lamb class, first place goes to entry 1787, Owl Ridge Farm 2107, Christine Humphrey, New Braintree, Massachusetts, that ewe weighing 150. Second place to entry number 1788, Owl Ridge Farm 2127, Christine Humphrey, that ewe weighing 139. Third place, first in the junior show, to entry 1830, Owl Ridge Farm 2125, Asa Johnson, Baldwinville, Massachusetts. Fourth place, second in the junior show, to entry 1829, Owl Ridge Farm 2130, also Asa Johnson of Baldwinville, Massachusetts. Fifth place goes to entry 1820, Sarah Para, Baldwinville, Massachusetts. Placing on the pair of ewe lambs, first place goes to Christine Humphrey, New Braintree, Massachusetts. Second place to Sarah Para, Baldwinville, Massachusetts. And third to Asa Johnson, Baldwinville, Massachusetts. Now ready to show for open show champion and reserve champion ewe.
a nice set of Corriedale sheep out here, and all day, all afternoon. Really nice presentation of them. I know most of them come from one family, and I certainly enjoy all the hard work you've put into making these ewes look as good as they do. That's a lot of work. For Champion Ewe, I really fell in love with this senior ewe lamb, and she will be your champion. Reserve will be your yearling ewe.
Our open show champion ewe was the first place senior ewe lamb, 1786, Owl Ridge Farm, 2123, Christine Humphrey of New Braintree, Massachusetts. The open show reserve champion ewe was our first place yearling ewe, 1781, Owl Ridge Farm, 2018, Christine Humphrey, New Braintree, Massachusetts. We now need to show for our junior show champion and reserve champion ewe. We'll need entry number 1827. It's Owl Ridge Farm 2009, and also entry 1828, Owl Ridge Farm 2019 of Asa Johnson, those two yearling ewes. And then also we'll need entry 1830, Owl Ridge Farm 2125, and 1829, Owl Ridge Farm 2130. Both of Asa Johnson from the junior ewe lamb class to show for junior champion and reserve. We need ear tag number 2019, which is that second place yearling ewe of Asa's. 2019.
Very nice ewes out here for junior champion. Certainly appreciate them size and scale we have and the fleeces we have on these. But for today, these two ewe lambs are really showing me what I like to see in a sheep. For me, they're up-headed and they have good bold fleeces behind them. They'll be your champion or reserve.
Junior show champion ewe goes to entry 1830 from the junior ewe lamb class, Owl Ridge Farm 2125, Asa Johnson, Baldwinville, Massachusetts. The junior show reserve champion ewe was second in that Junior ewe lamb class 1829, Owl Ridge Farm 2130, also Asa Johnson, Baldwinville, Massachusetts. We are now ready for exhibitors flock. Final trivia question. What Corriedale breeder exhibited both the champion ram and ewe at the 2006 Big E Corriedale show? Greg Deacon came up with Ruth Hartman, and that is correct. Placing on the exhibitors flock, first place goes to Asa Johnson, Baldwinville, Massachusetts. Second place to Christine Humphrey, New Braintree, Massachusetts. Now ready for breeders flock. The winner of this class will receive an award from Lightning Ridge Farm, the Minotaur family of Sherburne, Massachusetts. And the winner of our breeders flock is Asa Johnson, Baldwinville, Massachusetts. We're now ready for Get of Sire. Following our Get of Sire class, our next class will be Best Fleece. Placing on the Get of Sire class, first place goes to Christine Humphrey, New Braintree, Massachusetts. Second to Sarah Pear, Baldwinville, Massachusetts. And third place to Asa Johnson, Baldwinville, Massachusetts. Now ready for Best Fleece. Best Fleece is your next class. Winner of this class for Best Fleece Corriedale will receive an award sponsored by Lightning Ridge Farm, the Minotaur family, Sherborne, Massachusetts. Best Fleece goes to entry 1830, Owl Ridge Farm 2125 out of the Junior Ewe Lamb class, Asa Johnson, Baldwinville, Massachusetts. Now we need Christine Humphrey to come over to the announcer's stand, please. And congratulations goes out to Christine Humphrey on winning both the Premier Exhibitor and Premier Breeder Awards for the Corriedale Show. That does conclude our Corriedale Show. We'll be back in here at 3 o'clock in approximately 1 hour for the Romney Show. Our judge today has been Marianne Johnson from Ohio.